Yes, welcome to Learn Official Media. Today we are going to talk about Africa Comic Fellowship, a very good fellowship in Germany, a fellowship that allows Africans to go to Germany and work in the top Germany companies. Today I'm not alone. I'll be having a special guest that will be talking about how he went to Germany on this program. So be with me so that you can go through it and see, we can hear it from him. It has part 1 and part 2. As you finish this part 1, you finish it. Part 2 is in my next video, so don't miss it out. Get everything about this fellowship. It's very, very good. It's good to hear it from him because he has a lot of information concerning the fellowship and also the general life in Germany. Also, if you are new here, don't forget to click that subscribe button and also like the video, and let us go in and listen from our special guest. As we go to the maybe the main conversation, I'd like you maybe just to introduce yourself, like maybe who you are to someone maybe who doesn't know you, and also maybe you can also talk about how you find yourself maybe in Germany, like the process before maybe we ask other questions.
Okay. Um, my name is Peter Nyateng Wasonga. I come from the lakeside city of Kenya, that is Kisumu. I am a graduate of horticulture from the University of Nairobi, and have been in the smart agriculture field for the last 6 years, from 2018 up to date. So prior to coming to Germany, I came to Germany last year, November, that is first. Prior to coming to Germany, I was working with the African Association for Vertical Farming as the project lead and the lead trainer in Africa. So I was running up and down from the north to the south, to the west, and to the east. And then I wanted to take a challenge in Europe, whereby I encountered this amazing opportunity called the Africankommt, and I applied. Of course, before I applied, I'll tell you more about Africankommt. Before I applied, I just have to give you the background so that you can understand where I'm coming from and where I'm going. So before then, before coming to Germany, it was not that in my mind because I was more or less, I just wanted to stay in Kenya because, or in Africa because I had not thought about it. But of course, I knew also that coming to Europe was very difficult, or going to America was very difficult. But I just had a dream that one day I will go back. I never saw myself coming last year, maybe in 5 years or 6 years' times. But then I had a dream. I used to watch this guy. I watch. I don't know if you guys know Modemaya. Modemaya is a YouTuber. He's a top YouTuber in Ghana, and he's married to a Kenyan YouTuber. I think you know him. He talks a lot, travels, and also there is this guy called Ayamarwa. So whenever I was in my house just chilling, I used to watch this traveling blogs, and because they go to Europe, they go to America, they go everywhere, and they go to Africa, they capture the streets, they capture the culture, and everything was amazing. So I just started to develop that passion, maybe to travel, maybe outside Africa. Now having that, I travel within Africa that much. So one day I was just scrolling in the internet. Then I encountered the Africankommt. Then I was a bit curious. What is Africankommt? And and then I got, it was a very interesting. I saw it was a very interesting thing. It was a fellowship program which was trying to bring together the most visionary young leaders from Africa to German leading companies just to come and learn the German culture, learn how German do their work, So that is a 1-year program, so that at the end of the program, they act as a bridge between Germany and Africa. So I applied, and I did a quality presentation because I knew that by that time I'd never applied for these things. So, but before I applied, I took my time. Thanks to done what you're doing. I got more information in YouTube. I never talked to anyone. Like, I never had anyone who had gone there and like who had been a beneficiary before. I was trying to reach to them, but they were just giving me the same thing. Just be you, just be you, just be authentic. That's what I was being told, but they were not telling me how to do, right. For example, SOP, that is statement of purpose, how to maybe write a good motivation letter. So I had to look in YouTube, search different scholarship ideas and how to pull these ideas together, write a good SOP, how to write, pull your document together, to arrange them, and yeah. So, and I also like dive deep into the requirements as per this fellowship program, and I made sure that I was up to the task. So I applied. So technically, this fellowship program works this way: top German companies. Which top German companies do you know? Maybe Siemens, maybe Bosch, or Bayer. Okay, maybe
Germany.
someone who is more technical, maybe in IT, know SAP. You know Mercedes Benz. You know Porsche Cayenne. So, so these are the kind of companies that are looking for young professionals in Africa, so that they can come in Germany, they can be trained, work with them, so that at the end of the training, they either work in Germany or act as a bridge between the Germany and in Africa. So, for example, when you're working with Porsche Cayenne, and Porsche Cayenne has a shop in maybe a warehouse in Africa or in Cameroon or in Kenya or in South Africa or in Egypt or in Cameroon, Nigeria, okay. Yeah, so you can work there or you can work here. So yeah, so it's a very great thing. It's a very great organization. So technically, you apply for a job. These guys advertises positions for you, for young people in Africa, and then these positions runs from farmer to tech to intelligent agriculture to business, yeah, engineering, health. Okay, so you just have to go see what company advertises what, and then you look at the specification. Then you you submit your application, and then you wait. So normally, like they opened application this month. This month is January. Yeah, we haven't gone to February. Yeah, yeah. So it goes up to, you have a period to submit your application up to 26th March. So after 26 months, the Africankommt team will sit down, review complete applications, and tend to shortlist. Normally, over 6,000 people applies for 49 positions. Like this particular year, that is IK 12, we have 49 profiles. That is 49 jobs for Africa countries, Africa young people. So you have to apply. Over 6,000, you get narrowed to 200. So the 200 guys are shortlisted for the interview. The interview is conducted by these companies, the respective companies. And then the interview is very competitive. You have to, during application, there's something called change initiative, which you present in 5 minutes. Okay, what you want, the change that you want to bring to your country, the change that you want to bring to your community. So this is something that you do in 5 minutes. The panel, the HR sits and hear how you talk. And then there's an interview which goes for an hour. You sit one-on-one with these guys online. And then they tend to interview you, they tend to get to know you, they tend to ask you questions, you ask them questions so that you bond. During this interview, they get to know who you are. It's very competitive because everyone normally have a unique perspective. So the guy who probably performed the best, maybe it might be just a slight thing, more or less. If you're not a smiley person, that day you are a bit serious. And then someone was smiling, and those people just like him, because for you to be shortlisted, you must be a very good guy. At the same time, your internet may be poor. You may be the best candidate, but your internet, you cannot communicate well. You keep on scratching. So that means that you will lose points. So this thing is technically competitive. So you just have to do your best. So that day, technically, you have to be somewhere where the internet is stable, everything is okay. And then after that, you go to assessment center. Assessment center, it's whereby you're made, you're like you're grouped in a pool of 5 people or 6. Then you're being given a task. These people you don't know. These people come from different countries, from different profiles. For example, SAP, Bosch, Bayer, Mercedes-Benz, Porsche Cayenne, different people. You have different people, different profiles. Then you're brought together. You are being given an assignment to do. And then during this assignment, you're online. They see how you work, the idea that you do. Then you present this idea. So they see how you work. They see how you contribute. They see the teamwork part of it. So at the end of the interview, they bring together, they integrate different marks that you got in different levels of the interview. And then they add them up, they sum them up, and then they compare against your competitors on the same profile. And then they take the best. So you have to perform it in each and every level of this particular application. Okay?
Okay.
And then after the interview, if you win, that's where the process of coming to Germany starts. So GIZ does a very amazing work. They organize for you a school where you start learning the language. Although these top German companies, the working language is English. But then they want you to integrate in the community. They want you to learn the culture. They don't want you to come and maybe get stuck. You don't know the basic things. You can't use a train because you don't understand how the train moves, the bus. You don't know more or less how Germans operate, their culture or something of sort. So you start going to the school. So they organize a school for you as they process your visa. And this is a full funded program. So they pay for your school when you're in your country, then you learn. As you're learning, probably you book an appointment with the embassy so that they organize for you a visa. But then this particular program, the visa normally don't take long. It's not as difficult as when you're coming for other things. So everything is facilitated and it's made easier. Then after that, after you've gotten your visa, you continue with the language, and then you wait for they book for you the flight, they book for you the accommodation when you come, and when you arrive, everything is fine. They facilitate international management training for you so that you understand the diversity in international setup. because they believe that that diversity and inclusion drives a lot of innovations.
Okay, now that you have outlined the process and maybe from the start to the end, what are some of the things that someone who is willing to apply for this fellowship, now that you went through the entire process, some of the things that he or she should put in mind when applying them, like not just maybe the papers and everything, like maybe through your experience, I think you have maybe some of the tips that you can give to someone who's really
The
willing
tip,
to apply for this
the
fellowship.
tip, the
Yeah.
tip is, for example, they are looking for people who have 2 to 5 years experience, and they're looking for people who are under 35.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, you have to check the experience level, and you have to check your age. For example, if you're gonna apply it when you're 36, you're not gonna get the opportunity. If you're gonna apply it when you don't have your degree, you're not gonna have the opportunity. So you must have your degree, you must have at least 2 years experience, and then you must show strongly that you qualify for that particular profile that they have advertised. So for you to know that you're qualified, you must look at the course. For example, if they're looking for an IT expert, do you have experience with an IT? Are you done your IT? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How many years of experience do you have? How good are you at what you do? Okay. So you have to check
Mm-hmm.
that. Okay. And what have you accomplished, and what dream do you have when you come here? Because you must have a story. There's something that should be driving you to come. There's something you
Mm-hmm.
want to achieve, because it's a win-win. They give you the technology, they train you, and you bring the knowledge, the perspective, so that at the end of the day, you win, they win. So you do a good application. You check out these things. When they look, then when they request for an SOP, statement of purpose or motivation letter, how do you write it? How motivated are you with it? Is it achievable? For example, you can't say, like, for example, you can't solve a continent problem solutions, for example. It's very difficult.
Sure.
But then if you have something that is achievable, what you want to achieve, and but it's good to have a dream that you will accomplish a big thing. Good, good, good. But then how are you writing it? What you are writing, is it achievable? Is it workable? Okay? Is it sustainable? So you have to consider that. Mm, yeah. So those are the things. You pull things together. Do you have a motivation letter you've written, and then for example, when you're working, do you have a reference letter from your previous employer? Yeah. Do you have a letter from your school that you did a degree? So you will just check the requirement as per that
Sure.
particular program or they want. They are in the website Africankommt. You check that, and then you make sure that do you have a passport? So
Mm-hmm.
if you don't have a passport, you have to apply so that they see that you're willing. But when you want to go abroad, or when you should have a passport will give you an added advantage, because it actually shows that you are ready for the action. But then you can be considered when you don't have a passport. You can, but then you just see that there's complication because there's someone who has everything, so it's
Correct.
easier
Yes.
to consider that person as opposed to you just want to start processing. So yeah, so you pull all those things together as per requirements, and you make sure that your application is great.
Okay. And like some many people, I think they don't understand how the fellowship works. Like they don't really know what they want. If they see like maybe African Com fellowship, they think like, what is it? Maybe Is it someone who is in school or outside school, or what will you be doing in this company related to the school? Like you talked about, you will be learning the language in a school, at the
So
same
yeah,
time you'll be working with a company. Like how are they related? Like what do you do in the company and what do you do in the school? And
that's a
how is
good,
the time schedules?
that's a good question. That's such a good question. So, uh, hmm, um, I can I just leave for 5 minutes? I want to sort something out. Then I come, please.
Yes, this was part one of our interview. For you to watch part two, you can go ahead to the next video. You can watch part two for this.